Okay, for number 3, we have a linear function with y is equal to 3x and a quadratic with y is equal to x squared plus x. And the points of intersection will be the origin and 2, 6. And we're going to have y equals 3x to be above y is equal to x squared plus x. So in looking at what we have for the area, first of all, okay, so 3x we had to be above x squared plus x. So and we have upon taking what is present, and if we just integrate with respect to the variable x, okay, so we're going from x is equal to 0 to x is equal to 2, and you have the upper function minus the lower function. So we have the upper function is going to be at 3x, lower function we have at x squared plus x. So if I take the difference, so we have 3x minus x will go to 2x. Again, following, okay, we're going to have minus x squared. And we have in the case of the antiderivatives, we have x squared minus x cubed over 3 as x goes from 0 to 2. And so here 2 squared is 4, 2 cubed over 3 will be 8/3. And we have for the difference, okay, it turns out that the area will be 4/3 square units. Now, in terms of taking what we have and generating the solid about the x-axis, okay, and if you notice, okay, except for the origin, there's no contact with the x-axis. So we're going to be looking at, in this case, the method of washers. So just taking what we have here. Okay, so we've got in this particular layout, so we have in the case of the method of washers. Okay, so we have for the outer disk, okay, have in correspondence to 3x, and we have, okay, for the inside disk, okay, this will be in reference to x squared plus x. All right, so you have just where you have this inside flap, okay, this is where you have a hollowed out interior. Okay, now in utilizing what we have for the method of washers, so again, think of the outside circular area minus that which is inside. Okay, so we're going from x is equal to 0 to x is equal to 2. And we have pi times the square of 3x. And we have minus pi times the square of x squared plus x. And we have in setting up what we have and following through. So we have for the square of 3x, so that's going to be 9x squared. So you have 9 pi x squared. And for x squared plus x quantity squared, so you have x to the 4th plus 2x cubed plus x squared. And if I take the difference between the corresponding terms, so we're going to have 9 pi x squared minus pi x squared. and for what we can do here. So just in the rewrite, so you can see we have 8 pi x squared minus pi x to the fourth minus 2 pi x cubed. And that's what we have in the case of the antiderivatives. So we have 8/3 pi x cubed, and we have minus pi x to the fourth over 5. And we have, with the last antiderivative, we have minus pi x to the fourth over 2, as x goes from 0 to 2. And if I were to combine, everything that I have, so we have everything writing upon the upper limit at 2. So we have, for this particular outcome, we have for the volume generated about the x-axis. This will end up at 104/15 of pi. All right. Now, in the case of what I have, okay, now in what I have for the volume of the solid generated about the y-axis, and so for what we have here, I can once again utilize the method of shells. So again, we have integrating with respect to x, and we have generating the solid about the y-axis. So again, we have for the projected radius. Again, that is going to be at x, and we have in terms of the height. Again, h of x, you have the upper function minus the lower function. Again, this will go to 2x minus x squared So in the case of the method of shells, so I'm going from x is equal to 0 to x is equal to 2. And again, we're looking at generating the solid about the y-axis. So you have v of y. So you have going from 0 to 2. And we have 2 pi times x times quantity of 2x minus x squared dx. And we have in multiplying out. So we have 4 pi x squared minus 2 pi x cubed and we have in the case of the antiderivatives, so you have 4/3 pi x cubed, and we have minus pi times x to the fourth over 2. And this will be as x goes from 0 to 2. And we have for this particular outcome, this will end up at 8/3 of pi cubic units.